A visit from Governor Charlie Baker, an interview with a local farmer, and a word from our superintendent of schools. All of this and more coming up on this edition of the North Andover Journal. Hello and welcome to this edition of the North Andover Journal. I'm Morgan Healy. Lester Rugg and Irina Grasso are back this month with their segment of Senior Moments to tell us all about the happenings down at the North Andover Senior Center.
The summer is just about over.
Irina, that's going to about do it. And on that note, let's hear a little more news. September the 13th will be COA board meeting. September the 20th at 11 a.m. will be the Triad meeting. September the 28th or at 4 p.m. Friends of the North Andover Senior Center meeting. Now, Irina, what's next?
Okay, don't miss these events. Thursday, September 18th, the men's breakfast is back with a special guest after Attorney Barra. Tuesday, September 13th, the day trip to Rockport, Bearskin Neck. Sign-ups begin at 2 o'clock, at September 2 at the reception desk. And don't forget, early sign-up or the bus fills up quickly, and a lot of people enjoyed it. Tuesday, September 20th is a day trip to Parker River Refuge, and the bus departs at 9:30 in the morning. So be there prompt. And that was a wonderful trip. I took that last year. You'll enjoy it. And Tuesday, September 27th is the last day of summer concert at Bayberry from 6 to 8 o'clock. So sign up at the reception desk because that too fills up quick. What else do we have, Lester?
I've forgotten. But let me see. Don't forget to visit the lecture series, which is on Mondays at 10 a.m. One of our most popular events. In the Supper Club, sign-ups will begin on Friday, September the 2nd. Destination will be announced. We always are the last to know. Come join us at CAM on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Learn how to produce the local TV show, Senior Moments. That's us.
September 19th is Representative James Lyons. September 26th, John Simmons. Hope you all will be there. It's from 10 to 11:30, and it's always interesting. What do you think, Lester?
Hey, whatever works, but the nicest thing of all, you all come. And we will see you there. I think that concludes our summer program, pretty close. But at any rate, we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Irina?
Cheerio. See you in November.
And see you then.
Governor Charlie Baker visited Smolak Farms on August 18th to deliver an address about the current drought conditions the state is facing. We'll see more about the governor and what he had to say later on in the show. We caught up with Mike Smolak to see why the governor chose Smolak Farms for this address and how the drought has affected the agricultural industry this summer and how things are shaping up for this coming fall season.
Governor Baker chose the farm. First of all, I sit on the Massachusetts Agricultural Board, so I'm familiar with the commissioner as well as the governor, and I also serve on a federal farm service agency. It's a presidential appointment. There are 5 of us from each state, and I was lucky enough to be picked for this state. So I've kind of got a pretty good broad perspective on everything that's happening nationally, statewide, as well as locally, so that's probably why. The governor's office contacted me, and then what I did is I contacted the federal people to get them involved with this as well, so that there was a cooperation among all the agencies, all the governmental agencies, as well as to spread the word that all of us are open for business and encourage people to come out and shop. This drought has really hurt a lot of stuff in terms of getting water out to some of these crops coming back. Some of these may be fine. but it all depends on what's going to happen with the rest of the year. If you look out on the farm, you see our farm pond that was dug in the 50s, and we draw water out of it with a solar-powered irrigation system, and so that water goes to water our raspberries, our stone fruit, which we haven't, since there's no fruit on them, there's no sense watering them this summer. Our corn maze over there gets watered by it, and then we've used some aerial stuff with it too, like, for example, some of these berries can be done that way too. So the water level is down about 8 feet or 10 feet. It has 3 big springs, so it tends to regenerate, and with the showers that we had, which we're very lucky the last 2 weeks, it's helped a little bit. These trees, these plums and peach trees over here, should be laden in with fruit, and we should be heavily into picking them. These strawberry plants should be about 1 foot high and growing, and they're not yet. They may and hopefully will catch up. So there are a lot of things that I would like to see, being the middle of August, that we're a little further along, but hope springs eternal. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. I expect when fall comes, we'll be as busy as ever. The apple crop is as good as I've had, and with the rain that we've had, it's grown, so I'm in good shape with that. In spite of the fact of the drought, we're really busy here at the farm. Our business is actually better this year than it has been.
Well, fall is just about here, and for local sports fans, that can mean only one thing: football. North Andover CAM is looking for volunteers to help out with this year's high school football coverage. If you're interested in joining the team, call North Andover CAM at 978-687-6570 and they'll tell you how you can get involved. The Scarlet Knights season begins this Friday night, September 9th in Woburn, and their first home game is the following Friday night, September 16th, as they will host the Haverhill Hillies. The Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jennifer Price, sat down with us for a back-to-school update. Let's see what she has to say about her upcoming second year in North Andover.
Hello, this is Dr. Jennifer Price, and thank you for watching this segment of the Journal. It's so exciting for me to be starting my second year here in North Andover. Today is actually the first day for students to come back. We welcomed 4,808 students back this morning, which actually represents almost 100 students more than last year. So our schools are growing, our schools are doing great, and wow, this is just a vibrant community. One thing I thought I would take a moment to talk to you about on this segment of the Journal is the strategic plan for the schools. As you may remember, last year I spent a lot of time listening to so many of you, and I thank you all for your feedback and input. And really this summer, our leadership team, our school committee, we really developed a strategic plan for the district to address the needs of the North Andover Public Schools. The strategic plan is readily available on the North Andover Public Schools website, but I thought I'd take just a moment to highlight some of the key aspects of it. First of all, the vision or the objective of the strategic plan is to support from our community, with support from our community, all of you, we will provide a safe learning environment that cultivates a respectful community of engaged learners, insightful thinkers, and effective communicators who will demonstrate progress towards college and career readiness. So what does that really mean in terms of what we're doing here differently here in the North Andover Public Schools? So we really focused on 3 major objectives. The first is all students, making sure that we provide all students equal access to an excellent education. As many of you know, our schools are becoming increasingly more diverse and the needs of our students increasingly more complex. And so one of the things we really have to do is make sure we're paying attention to the whole student. And what does that mean? In educational jargon, we talk a lot about social emotional learning and making sure that our students are getting the social emotional support that they need to be able to access our curriculum. So much of our focus is supporting students' social emotional learning. We also made pretty clear last year that the class sizes in North Andover are actually among the largest in the state of Massachusetts. So one of the things that we're looking to do over the next few years is try to decrease class sizes. As we ask our teachers to meet the needs of a diverse group of students, we need to do so in an atmosphere with class sizes that are conducive to that. As you can imagine, that actually may require us adding some additional classroom space, especially at the elementary level here in North Andover, and we're working hard to figure out what's going to make sense in a cost-effective, thoughtful way. Our second major objective is actually to make sure we hire and develop excellent educators in our schools. If we don't have good people working in our schools and we aren't supporting and developing them, then we are not going to be able to do the best that we can for our kids. This district has a tradition of having amazing educators, and my goal, really our goal, is to make sure that we continue that tradition of excellence by supporting our teachers, providing professional development, a robust human resources department. And our third goal is actually a consistent and rigorous curriculum. One of the things I've talked a lot about is that we have somewhat of an inconsistent curriculum, especially across our elementary schools. This year, and I talked about last spring, is we created a 5-year curriculum plan, and this year we're actually implementing that plan. So what does that mean right now? We're implementing the Lucy Calkins writing program, K through 8. We're looking at Fundations, which is actually a way to teach kids to read in KN1, and we're looking at a new approach to teaching of science in 6th grade across our schools. We also have done an amazing job being able to get the technology needed in our classrooms, with the goal by next fall of having all core classrooms in our district have an overhead projector, and then also a document camera, and making sure that our teachers' computers can connect to that projector. So we're really excited about all of that work, and I do encourage you to take a moment to look at the strategic plan on our district website. And again, as always, I would really appreciate any feedback that you might have on the work that we're doing within the North Andover Public Schools. Thank you, as always, for being our partners and supporting us, and we're off to a great year. Thanks.
As we mentioned earlier in the show, Governor Charlie Baker visited Smolak Farms in late August to talk about the drought crisis our community and the surrounding communities are facing this summer. Let's check out the highlights from that event.
The Commonwealth has been experiencing abnormally dry conditions for the better part of the past 5 or 6 months due to low precipitation and groundwater levels coming on the heels of what I think we would all agree is a relatively mild winter. The Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development will also be refocusing a larger percentage of its efforts and technical assistance grants to the community development corporations in affected counties and work to establish a drought emergency loan fund to aid impacted communities and agricultural businesses. MEMA, the Department of Fire Services, and the statewide Fire Mobilization Committee are also in communication with local fire departments and water suppliers about fire suppression plans, especially in communities that may have insufficient supplies. With respect to the general public, besides continuing to support our local agricultural community, there are steps we encourage everyone to take to help conserve water resources and keep you and your neighborhood safe. First, it's important that everyone check with your city and town to be sure you're aware of any locally imposed water restrictions, because they will vary for different areas. And please try to remember to minimize your water usage both inside and outside your home. You can eliminate or limit watering your lawns. Eliminate or limit washing your car. Covering a swimming pool to prevent evaporative loss and the need to fill it further. Sweeping outdoor patios and driveways rather than using a hose to clean those areas. Reducing shower times to 5 minutes or less. If you need to get your hair cut to make that 5 minutes work, feel free. Turn faucets off when brushing your teeth or shaving. Fix water leaks in household items. and only wash full loads of laundry and dishes. As mentioned, state agencies and facilities are being advised of this and other measures that they can take to conserve as well. Be aware of the extremely dry conditions around you and take extra precautions in the use of grills and open flames, as well as the proper disposal of smoking products. I'd also want to remind people at this time how important it is to buy local and to support your farmers, especially during this time, as the high temperatures have also impacted turnout at local farmers markets and farm stands.
I ask everybody who is listening to these words to please go out and buy local. While you hear these concerns and some of the stresses that have been put on our local farms, they are still producing great Massachusetts agricultural products, and we ask all of you to recognize their great work, their hard work, and come out to support them. As the governor noted, these high temperatures have kept people from going out and actually just physically being present, and this conversation of drought makes people sometimes think that we're just not growing anything. But we're growing plenty here in Massachusetts, and I ask that everybody go out to their local farm stand or their farmer's market and come out and support our local agricultural community.
You can check out the address in its entirety on GovCam, Channel 8 Comcast, and Channel 26 Verizon. We sat down recently with Town Manager Andrew Mailer for a quick update on what's going on down at the temporary Town Hall. Let's take a look.
Hello everybody, this is Andrew Mailer, Town Manager here in North Andover. Wanted to give you an update for this month's segment of the Journal. A number of things that we've been talking about for a while, but they're coming to conclusion. Town Hall project is moving along quickly. We'd expect it to be completed about mid-October. Looking forward to some kind of nice ceremony in terms of the grand reopening of Town Hall. Looks fantastic, dramatic change in terms of the entry of the building. And when we return, we're not only going to go back with the staff that's been in Osgood Landing now since January, but also bring back the Inspectional Services Department, Zoning and Building and Planning and Health and Conservation, departments that have been outside of Town Hall for more than a decade. So I'm excited about that. We also recently just submitted a grant for more than $3 million to make improvements to Main Street in conjunction with what's happening at Town Hall, the sort of new front for Main Street. We think this is an opportunity to jumpstart, make some pedestrian improvements, some roadway traffic improvements along that area. And in a not so distant future, we're going to request from the selectmen that we begin the next phase of an undergrounding project, something that was first approved in 1999 and led to the common undergrounding project where you see the decorative lights. That's something that we want to implement on Main Street as well, really to begin to transform Main Street and to encourage businesses there. A similar project was also completed down near the mills. We've upgraded some of the period lighting there. So we see a great opportunity of connecting Sutton Street all the way through High Street for a new downtown that we're very, very excited about. Finally, the Zoning Board and other land use boards have finally given approval to an updated DPW facility. It'll in essence mean in addition to the front of the existing DPW facility, some improvements to the existing building, which is really a metal shed building. And this new addition will house the professional staff that currently works out of the DPW facility. So we're excited about that. And in the next 9 months or so, that project will be complete as well. So our facility plan is making the changes in the community you've all voted on, and we're very excited about that, and we look forward to seeing you all at these grand openings. Thank you and have a great month.
The 6 Democratic candidates for Essex County Sheriff faced off in a debate held at the North Andover High School Auditorium on Thursday, August 18th. The debate, which was presented by the Valley Patriot newspaper, featured candidates Jerry Robito, Paul Russell, William Castro, Edward O'Reilly, Kevin Coppinger, and Michael Marks. For almost 3 hours, the candidates discussed issues regarding local law enforcement, as well as their qualifications and their respective candidacies. At the end of the evening, they all summed up why the voters should choose them in the September 8th primary election.
I'm passionate about the job. The place is broken and needs to be fixed. We got to stop the revolving door with inmates coming and going. We got to get these guys aftercare once they get out of jail. I think I'm the person for that job, and I don't need the job, but I think I'm the person for that job.
We need more transparency, developing programs, realigning of the Sheriff's Department in general, address the compounding issue of heroin addiction in this county, both follow-up care, post and pre-care for inmates. I can't emphasize to you how much important this is to do this. We have to stem the tide. We have an opportunity right now to make a difference and make a change.
Please, take it into consideration. The next sheriff that's going to come in, it has to have all the qualities. It has to have people skills. It has to have come from the community, gone through the struggles that these people out there, I'm talking about the community and the inmate population and the officers that work on our department. That's what's most important. We need someone that can connect. We need that bridge.
I have a new vision for the Sheriff's Department. Prevention, intervention, and successful reintegration. 27 years I've been in recovery. For 34 years I've been working with people with substance abuse. It is the crux of what our problems are with the House of Correction, with people going to the House of Corrections and people being released. We need to use innovative programs. I've said it before, I am all about using innovative programs, about leading this department in new directions, with new programs, more treatment, and with a better attitude.
We need changes. Changes have to start in the Sheriff's Department. They have good programs up there, they need to be expanded and have additional ones put on there. Reentry is key. We need to make strong revisions in reentry. We need to connect them to local social service programs so the inmates do have a chance to keep on the straight and narrow and do become productive citizens.
We do very good work at the Essex County Sheriff's Department. Can we do better? Absolutely. And I know what that blueprint is about. I've been part of the group that's brought corrections from a warehouse to a reentry facility. We do wonderful work. The Women in Transition Center, the Essex County Reentry Center. We have probably the largest group of people out on electronic monitoring that we monitor 24 hours a day that aren't taking up hot beds. I know that is the future of corrections, is reentry and diversion.
The winner of this primary goes on to face the winner of the Republican primary in the general election on Tuesday, November 8th, 2016. Before we end the show, I'd like to leave you with some community events. On September 17th, North Andover CAM will be hosting Be on TV with Your Poetry, a Trails and Sales event. Local poet Gail Henney, along with North Andover CAM, will be hosting this open mic event. So to sign up and recite your poetry on TV or to be in the audience, call Susan at the CAM studio at 978-687-6570. The Essex National Heritage Area Trails and Sales Weekends are September 16th through the 18th and the 23rd through the 25th. To see the list of over 150 free events, check out their website at www.essexheritage.org/events. As always, if you have a news story idea or an idea for a segment, please email us at thejournal@northandovercam.org. That will wrap things up for us this week. Thanks so much for taking the time to tune into The Journal. My name is Morgan Healy, and we'll see you next time.